Hey you guys, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, then welcome back. My name's Jeff. Today I'm out here in stormy weather. Well, it's not really stormy, but it's kind of rainy and gray, and I just wanted to make a short video here to update you on investing. Specifically, I've been investing in small company stocks for the last month or so, and I wanted to report to you back a little bit on what the experience is like, because up until now I've only really invested in large cap stocks, and I know many of you guys who are watching probably invest in either stocks or ETFs or index funds. But when people buy stocks, a lot of the times we're just talking about the big names like, Google, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, Nvidia, etc. And I feel like the pool that we fish from, or the ocean that we fish from, so to speak, is these large mega cap stocks. And I've just been doing a lot of reading and learning about investing, and it seems that when you combine all of your investments, different large cap stocks, especially if you own a lot through an ETF or just maybe owning 10 or 20 stocks, your returns tend to kind of average out. You add them all together over time, they tend to equal the return of the overall stock market, whatever that is. Just because once you own more than 10, 15, 20 stocks, especially if they're large cap stocks, then you are the market, then you own the market. You've made your own index fund. So it's really hard to get more than, say, 12% returns if the overall market's getting 12%. You might beat the market by 1% or 2%, but over time you're just not gonna be able to pick stocks in large caps, in my opinion, that really outdo the market. Unless you go all in on a stock or 2 stocks or 3 stocks that do really well. I'll give you a few examples, recent examples. Nvidia, Tesla, and to a lesser extent, Apple. If you bought a lot of Apple, just a couple stocks, if you just bought Apple, or you just bought Nvidia, or you just bought Tesla, you've probably done really well over the last 5 or 10 years. The thing is, most people that own those stocks did not know that they were going to be such standouts, so they also own 20 other stocks, and when you average it all together, some of those other 20 did really poorly. Anyway, this sort of brings me to small cap stock investing, which is what I'm doing, and it's a new thing for me. I was going to wait to begin in 2024 with my small cap stock portfolio, but I just decided to begin this now, because I thought, what, by the time you wait and try to set up your investing for 2024, some of these stocks will already have kind of perhaps gained in value or attracted attention, or their prices will go up a lot, and I just didn't want to wait around a few more months and wind up paying a lot higher prices. Of course, the market could go down a lot too, but I'm kind of optimistic about the future in regard to some of these stocks I'm looking at. So I've done a few videos already about this portfolio, kind of telling you guys which stocks. First I told you I'm gonna do this, and then I said here are the stocks I'm investing in. And I just want to share a little bit of my opinion about this. And of course, this is not advice to any of you guys that small cap investing or even stock market investing is right for any of you guys, because I don't know what your goals are as investors. But I will tell you that my experience has been kind of a wild ride after 1 month. And the main reason for that is I decided to invest in 10 stocks. And early on, I noticed that Rivian stock price went down a few dollars right after I bought some. So I bought more shares. I mean, when I say it went down a few dollars, it was like maybe 23 or 24, and it dipped down into the $18 range. And so I bought more. It's just a few dollars, but it's a big percent drop. And I'm starting to feel like what it must be like to manage a portfolio where whenever you see the stock prices go down, instead of getting scared, you actually get enthusiastic because now you're buying shares at lower prices. Anyway, that's one thing. I noticed the stock price for Rivian went down a lot, so I bought more. And then the other thing I noticed that's of significance is one of the stocks, it's called Medpace. It did real well the last quarter. It just reported earnings, and that stock's jumped up about 20% in one day last week. One thing that I have noticed about this small cap investing is that these stocks are really volatile. So you have to have this long-term view of investing, which is I'm not just investing for this month or for the next year. You gotta kind of realize that it might take 2 years, 3 years for some of these situations, some of these companies to turn things around or to start growing, because some of these are just, $2 or $3 billion companies. Some of them are 7 billion, which is really quite small compared to like a Google or an Amazon or a Facebook or a Microsoft. So these are small companies. Even Rivian, it's not a huge company and it's not profitable yet. So you have to realize that this stock could go up or down 10% or 15% in a day. And you need the equanimity to not let that bother you. Because if that bothers you and it upsets you and you get nervous and you feel you have to do something, then you're not going to do very well as an investor. You're going to be more likely to sell when the stock goes down. And that's the opposite of what you want to do. And if you're scared, you're also not going to buy when prices get cheap because the stock price goes down. So you need both the equanimity to ride out the fluctuations in the market. You need that long-term view, the focus on several years out. And lastly, you need to get them when they're small. And that's easier said than done, but that's the pond I'm fishing from, or the ocean I'm fishing from, is small company stocks, because I think it's a lot easier for these small companies to grow more rapidly than buying an already huge company and hoping for kind of slow growth. Because when you're a Berkshire Hathaway, for example, or a Microsoft, you might grow your profits, your earnings at maybe 12%, 10% in a good year. Very hard to grow 20% when you're a huge company. It's just the law of large numbers. But if you're a $3 billion company or $4 billion, I think it's very easy for these companies to grow. And I believe, you have to believe this when you're investing for the long haul, that some of these companies could double in value in a relatively short amount of time. A shorter amount of time than a company like Google at well over $1 trillion, or Amazon at over $1 trillion. Those companies are going to need some time to double. So anyways, those are my thoughts on investing in small cap stocks. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you are not yet a subscriber, it'd be great to have you along. I talk about investing in stocks, as you can see, mostly small cap stock investing. And I'm going to be updating you guys on the stocks in this 10 stock portfolio. I also talk about investing in ETFs and index funds. So subscribe if you haven't yet, and also just type I subscribed in the comment section, because I like to know whenever you guys join, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.